In today's video, I'd like to share with you 6 ways that I make reading way more effective when I'm doing it. Now, a lot of you may be thinking, I don't read books. Like, books aren't exciting, they take forever to do, they're not that fun. And you'd kind of be right. As a kid, I used to love it, then it became an assignment. I just stopped doing it altogether. But then a few years ago, I read this book called Crucial Conversations, and it absolutely changed my entire viewpoint on reading. I got through this book and realized, holy crap, there's so much knowledge in books. Like, these authors put together this really well put together argument that helped me understand how to navigate dialogue, how important it is to make it safe for other people to say things, how important it is to listen to what other people have to say, and how that's a tool for what you do. And I thought, well, if that book has so much in it that's helpful, maybe other books do too. Reading is a competitive advantage. As they say, readers are leaders. So let's jump right into the list. Build a set of criteria for selecting a worthwhile book. Whether it's fiction or nonfiction, whatever you like to read, it's good to go in being clear about the kind of books that you want to get into. For me, I'm building a business, so I'm really interested in things like sales and marketing and psychology, the way that people think about products, software, that's my world. So when I think about criteria, I'm thinking a little bit categorically there, but I have a kind of a set that I use to get things into a list that I can filter from. What I mean is this: if a book has subject matter related to what I'm doing, that's interesting to me. If a book came from somebody I recommended who knows about my problems, knows about my life, knows about my interests, that book now becomes interesting to me. That goes on my list. If a book is something I heard about on a podcast or a video that I subscribe to, that goes on the list. Or if someone gets it for me as a gift, maybe because I asked for it, that definitely goes on my list. In order for me to make a purchase decision about that book, though, I kind of put it through another set of filters. Are the Amazon reviews convincing? Is it less than 10 bucks? Is Robert Greene the author? Is it trending? If it's a trending book, I'm actually less likely to buy it. It's not because I don't think the book's going to be valuable, but because books that have stood the test of time, those are the ones that I trust a lot more. And anything can be trending and get their spotlight for 15 minutes. My question is, will it last? And if it lasts, I could probably pick it up for cheap later. Get books for cheap. Now, like, a big barrier that people have to books is it's expensive to buy. The number one way that I purchase books these days, because I like to have the physical book, is I go to Amazon and I go to the used book options there. And what you'll find, especially with older titles, is that a lot of them are being resold by Goodwills or partners around the world for pennies on the dollar, essentially. And if you're willing to wait because they have to manually ship it, put it in a thing and send it to you, versus the Amazon machine that just kind of churns it out and gets it to you in 2 days, well, it's worth the cost for me. I have enough coming down the pipeline that a book will just show up at our door and I'll be like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. Hey, how you doing? But if you don't want to go to Amazon, you can always go to your library. The library has tons of books and it's free. That costs $0. Just your time to go to the library and pick out a book and bring it home. Another great place for books is the used bookstore. Now, these places have become kind of cultish in a way. If you go into one, you're like, I don't know if this is a bookstore or is it a puzzle store or is it, a game store? I'm not really sure what this place is. But there are usually books there, and they're usually super, super affordable. And if you're really into gambling, you can go to a garage sale, and now who knows what kind of inventory they're gonna have, if any. But if you do, it's free shipping, and it's probably like 25 cents. Master the formats of books. Now, there's 3 different ways that books can be consumed. You can read a physical copy, you can listen to an audiobook, or you can check out an ebook. And for me, I use all 3 of those things differently. Physical book is my number one preference. If I'm reading a book, I would love to have those pages in my hands. I just love that feeling. I like to underline. I like to review. I think it's quick to flip through. If I'm just at home or if I'm traveling and I just have one book that I want to read, I'll travel with a physical book. I will read a physical book. It's my number one preference. The second kind is audiobook. Audiobooks are great for when you're walking or driving. Anything you're doing physical and you want to listen to something, you don't always have to listen to music. You can listen to books. And, I don't know, some people call that cheating, but I think it's absolutely fair. Now, the third type is the ebook. Now, ebooks are great because you can have a single device, like I use a Kindle Paperwhite, and you can store literally millions of titles on those things. So if you're going for a long stay somewhere, or you just want to have that portability, whether it's on your phone or your Kindle or wherever, an ebook transports really well. Build a great note-taking system. I haven't met anybody who understands and remembers things better when they don't write it down. So what do you take notes of? Well, over time, I've built 5 criteria of what you should write notes down for. Clear actions to take, inspiring pieces of text, anecdotes, or ideas, quotes from the book that are interesting and could be used in other places or like you want to remember or repurpose it, new or challenging perspectives on something interesting. If you're forced to think about something in a different way or something feels challenging to you, I try to write that down. Research or data cited by the author that you can use to build content or learn something better or dive deeper into a topic. Those are my criteria for notes. Everything else is in the book. Also in my notes, anywhere I write anything down, I try to write down the page number from the book so that I can go back and dive into that later as I'm reviewing my notes. My system for taking notes is a springboard for action, not an archive of interesting things I read. Set reading goals and habits. Reading requires discipline. It's not something you're just going to pick up if it's not something you're doing today. But for me, I found 3 things work really well. One is set a daily or weekly reading goal. If you're just getting back into reading, maybe you don't know what to read, but like start small. Like make it easy. I'm going to read 5 pages today. I'm going to read 1 chapter today. I'm going to read, 50 pages today. Build that level that makes sense for you. And if it's daily, it's daily. If it's weekly, it's weekly. Like just getting a book open in the first place is a great place to start. Number 2 is find a dedicated space. It's good to have a place that works for you to read, away from distractions, a way that's, this is a place for reading. This is a place for thought. And number 3 is dedicate a block of time. You need to put time aside for this activity, the same way that you do with watching TV, the same way you do with playing games, the same way you do with anything else that you're doing in your life. You need to build a block of time. And if depending on your personality, you may need to literally put it in your calendar or put an alarm on your phone for a specific time and day to read. Develop a system for taking action. You could read all the books in the entire world, but if you do nothing, then you wasted your time. It's more productive to read 1 book and apply 10 lessons than to read 10 books and apply 1 lesson. This is transformation beyond inspiration, and there's a few ways that you can do this. Number 1, as you're reading, before you even start the first page, create a list on a sheet of paper to do. This is your set of actions. As you read, and there's something very clear that you want to take as an action, as a result of something you read, it goes on this list. When you're done reading the book, all you have to do is work your way through this list. Creating this before you start reading puts you in a state of mind that you're like, I'm going to be taking action. And as you read, you're already primed to start thinking about what can I do? How can I react to this information? The second way to really apply the things that you're learning from a book is to teach it. Like me, I create YouTube videos, I create a lot of content, and one of the reasons I do that is extremely selfish. It's so that I can apply the lessons that I'm learning from things that I'm reading. You have to figure out a way to transform that into action. Many people find reading antiquated and boring, and if that's your attitude, then you're going to find excuses to not do it, and that's fine. Reading is a strong differentiator, not only in your career, but also in your life. Bringing additional perspectives and bringing additional data and bringing in additional research and hearing what people have to say about literally any topic in the world is a good thing, not only for your brain, but also for your vocabulary. So readers are leaders. If any of this was helpful, useful, or insightful, let me know, and I'll see you in the next video.